Hello you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Beachbody's 2021 income disclosure statement, and then we will also be comparing 2021's income disclosure statement to the prior disclosure statement. I find it really important to compare prior years to kind of see what's changing or some of the theories that I've talked about in my videos maybe coming true per the income disclosure statement. That's what we're going to be doing today. I will leave timestamps down below if you just want me to go over like the income disclosure statement for this year and you don't want to see it compared to prior MLM income disclosure statement, or if you want to see all of that or skip throughout to kind of see different things, I will have all of the timestamps below. So first we're going to break down the whole entire income disclosure statement. This year Beachbody actually has it laid out completely differently than they normally have their income disclosure statement laid out. So I thought it was important to go over both pages. Normally they just have one page for their income disclosure statement, but this year they have two, and it's just kind of set up a little bit differently. So if we look at this, first you're going to see where they explain on the first page kind of what is a customer, what is a preferred customer, what is a coach, what is the coaching opportunity, what does it take to become a Beachbody coach, and then what if it doesn't work for me. First, you'll see that they have what's called a normal customer with Beachbody. That's pretty much where you just buy a product from Beachbody and you don't do anything else with them. Secondly, they actually officially added a preferred customer account last year. So the past however many years Beachbody's been open, they have never had a preferred customer account. And what that would make reps do is it would make reps sign customers up as reps to tell them, oh, well, you can get the discount if you sign up as a rep. And they would do that so that they would benefit and they would be able to rank advance by having more people under them. So now Beachbody actually made what's called the preferred customer account, where you can not only buy products, you can buy them at a reduced rate, but you can't earn commissions. Like you can't recruit, you can't sign people up as customers, nothing like that. But you can pretty much get that discount without the kind of Beachbody rep or being a Beachbody coach title. And then you don't have to sell anything or kind of be swayed by uplines to buy products to stay active. And then they have what is called the Beachbody coaches. So Beachbody calls their reps coaches. And I do find an issue with that because what ends up happening is people in Beachbody that are distributors or reps will believe that they have the authority or education to coach people like a personal trainer would coach them, because they are always told by the company that they are fitness coaches. So if you see the word coach, it pretty much just means that they are a Beachbody rep. All they had to do to sign up to be a rep was be 18, be in the countries that they need to be, and have like a social security number. Oh, and they need to buy stuff, like buy products or whatever. So that is all you need to be a Beachbody rep. These people most of the time are not qualified at all. They have not gone to school to be a dietitian. They have not gotten their personal trainer certifications or anything like that. But what a rep is someone who buys products at a discount, kind of like the preferred customers, but they also have the opportunity to make commissions if they sell products, or they have the opportunity to make money when it comes to signing up other reps. So I want to talk about the preferred members before we go into the numbers of the income disclosure statement. So I do believe that last year when Beachbody made this decision to do the preferred customer account option, I believe that this will lessen the argument of reps stating, oh, people just sign up for the discount. That's why our income disclosure statement isn't valid. And we don't just hear this in Beachbody, we hear it in many other MLMs where they will try and discredit their own income disclosure statement, even though these numbers and this statement was literally put together by the company itself. The numbers are real, they're not fake. They are actual numbers that have been put together by the company, but Beachbody reps and other reps from other companies I have personally seen make the excuse of, oh, it's not, our income disclosure statement isn't valid because most people who sign up for the discount. Well, now that there is what's called a preferred customer account, that doesn't need to be an argument that they are going to try and make, and it will lessen that argument because they have another way to sign reps up. They don't need to sign them up as coaches to get a discount anymore. So I do believe that this preferred member account will actually stop that argument from being made, as much as it is for reps trying to say that their income disclosure statement isn't valid, even though in my opinion it is. Next, they have a little block that says, what is Team Beachbody coaching opportunity? It says Team Beachbody coaches are rewarded for retail sales, and then it says the retail sales are 20 to 50%. Then they talk about that the coaches can earn supplemental income by participating in the Beachbody opportunity. There's another spot that says, what does it take to become a Beachbody coach? And they said the cost to enroll as a coach is minimal. There's no required product purchases to be a coach, but there is a $40 fee for the business starter kit, which can be helpful business information and tools. They also say this fee is waived if you buy the $160 package package. And then this is along with the $15.95 business fee. And then if it doesn't work for them, they said that you can cancel your account, and then within 30 days, you do have a money back guarantee thing that you could get your money back with. So my opinion on the what does it take to become a Beachbody rep, and them just saying, oh, well, all you need to do is buy the $40 kit, that's not really common. Beachbody reps aren't really signing people up with that $40 fee because one, they don't earn commissions off of it. They don't earn volume off of it, but then their reps don't get access to anything. If you only spend that $40, you cannot get access to any of the workouts, you won't get access to any of the meal plans, and you won't get any products. So you'll be signing up and then selling people something that you can't even see or that you don't even have access to. So people are going to be sold on the total solution packs or the challenge packs, which include access to Beachbody On Demand, which is their workouts, and then it gets them, you know, a month's supply of some of the products, whether you choose Shakeology or pre and post workout. So they're going to do that. So you'll most likely see people signing up with the $160 package. But it's interesting that Beachbody said the $40 fee because that's not really what's going to happen. So now let's actually read the second page, which is the income disclosure statement. Now at the top, it does state a disclaimer for the actual numbers below it. It states that the earnings listed below do not include any expenses incurred by a coach in operating and growing their business, which can vary widely. But this is important to talk about is the expenses portion. They said like, hey, this only includes what people made and it doesn't include any of the expenses that they may have had added up throughout the year. And I personally, being in Beachbody myself and being someone who looks into MLMs and being someone who did the numbers when I left my MLM after getting to the 1-star diamond rank, I find that in MLMs, the numbers add up very, very, very quickly. So if we just go through the expenses you're going to have in Beachbody. So first, you're going to have your 90 PV monthly requirement for auto ship to qualify for Success Club and to stay active, meaning you are going to have to spend about $90 to $100. Then you have your $15.95 business fee every single month. You then have about 4-ish programs, new programs that come out with Beachbody every year. So every couple months or every quarter, you will see a new program coming out. When a new program comes out, they not only want you to buy the equipment for that program because every program's different, every program has different equipment. You will also have to spend the money on the early access fee. So not only do you have like your 90 PV, you have your $15.95 business fee, you also have to purchase equipment, but you also have to get early access to all of the new programs that come out throughout the year. Then you have things like their yearly trips. Now, if we look at all of their trips, they have their Success Club trip, which costs a lot of money. They then have their summit, which will cost you a lot of money. Then they have their leadership retreat. So that for 5-star diamond reps and above, they have a leadership retreat every year at the end of the year. And then there is the new leader conference, which happens at the beginning of the year. This does not include any of the retreats that any of the top leaders may do for their teams. So if you go on retreats, you may end up going to one of those a year or 2 of those a year. And that's pretty much the trips that I see people going on or that Beachbody actually does themselves. And after myself looking at the amount of money I spent roughly on all of the trips I went on about 5 trips when I was in Beachbody. I roughly spent around $1,000 per trip, including airfare, food while I was there, activities while I was there, rental cars or Ubers if I had to Uber everywhere. So it was about $1,000 per my calculations on the trips that I went on. So if we add up all of those numbers, it's about $1,200 to stay active a year, about $200 rounding the numbers for the business fee a year, and about $240 minimum on new programs and the new program equipment, and then about $1,000 per trip. So if you go on 2 trips, it's $2,000, or if you go on 3 or 4, you could do the math there. So it costs a lot of money in the end to stay active with Beachbody and buy your business fees and go on all the trips that they are going to tell you are very important to go on, in my opinion. So those are the expenses that they kind of just brushed over at the top of this income disclosure statement. Now let's go into the numbers. I know I just talked about a lot of different things, but I feel like it's important if we're going to break down the money aspect of Beachbody. So we are going to go over the average amount of money first that Beachbody reps are making per the income disclosure statement of 2021. Along with the average earnings for that rank, we're going to look at the percent of people in the rank that they're talking about. So if we start at the bottom, it shows that there is 75.5% of reps that are at the very first rank that you come into the company as, which is the coach rank. And it's the second to last row of numbers on the income disclosure statement, which can be confusing that it's all the way down at the bottom, but that's the first rank that that you come in as. So that rank with 75.5% of people earned an average of $491 last year, which is wild because if you think about starter kits, business fees, staying active fees, you're already in the negative for the company. So 75% of people probably did not make much of a profit after earning that average amount of money. Now, if we look at the second rank, it is the Emerald rank, which has 20.2% of all reps in it. So now we're already at literally 95% of reps are in the first two ranks ever. But in the Emerald rank with that 20.2% of all reps, the average amount of money earned was $3,283 that year, which if we calculate that into, dividing it into the months, that's about $273 a month that these reps earned in this rank. Now, if you did want to look at the low earnings is like $12, and then you have the high earnings of $138,000 for that rank. But the average is what most people are going to be making in that rank, which is at $3,283. Then you have the third rank of Ruby, which has 0.7% of reps in it, and they earned an average of $12,000 a year, but that's 0.7% of people. Now we have the leadership ranks, those higher up ranks that it's going to be very, very, very difficult to hit. So that first leadership rank, which is the fourth rank in Beachbody, is the Diamond rank, which is a really big deal in Beachbody. They had about 2.3% of reps in that rank, earning an average of $18,289. And then if we go to the next column after Diamond, you are going to see that that is called the Star Diamond rank. What's interesting about this, Star Diamond isn't just one rank. In Beachbody, Star Diamond consists of 1 Star Diamond, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Star Diamond. So these ranks go from 1 Star Diamond to 15 Star Diamond. But what Beachbody does is they don't separate that. And I feel like that's really shady, but that's just my opinion. For you to put 15 ranks in one column and you just call it the Star Diamond rank, and it ends up making it look like those people are making a lot more money than they really are, but it also makes it look like there's a lot less ranks than there really is. For the Star Diamond rank, keep in mind there are 15 ranks within this rank on their income disclosure statement or on their column here that we can see. So in all 15 ranks of the Star Diamond ranks, that's a lot of time saying ranks, you guys. We should tally that in the comments below. But within those 15 ranks, only 1.3% of people made it to those 15 ranks. That's why I would really love to see it broken up into all the different Star Diamond ranks to see the true amount of people in all of those separate ranks of the Star Diamonds, and then to see the amount of money those people are making on average, because I feel like that's really important. Because what if only 0.01% ever got to that highest rank, but you're putting them all in one column, making it look like this is the highest rank and that 1.3% of people made it there. But again, there's 15 ranks here. So 1.3% of people made it to the top 15 ranks, earning an average of $119,475. And in my opinion, I feel like putting 15 ranks in one also can sway the average very easily and make the average look a lot higher because of those top reps like at the 15 Star Diamond rank, when probably the people at 1 star aren't making that amount of money. Because if we look at the low earnings in the Star Diamond ranks, it shows that the low earnings are $863. Like that is the low amount of money people earned in the Star Diamond rank. $863 compared to the average at $119,000. But it's because there are so many ranks here. And then the high earnings is $2.8 million for this rank, because again, that is the very, very top reps. So it's going to make up a lot of that money that the top reps are making. And then most importantly, if you look under that where it says all ranks, which is the last row in the income disclosure statement, that is all of the ranks put into one. So it will look at every single rep in Beachbody, and then it will calculate the average money a rep will earn in the company in general. So the average amount of money that was earned by all Beachbody reps last year was $3,169, which is about $264 a month. So with all of that being said, if we look at all of these numbers, 95% of reps in Beachbody earned less than $3,000 a year, while 75% of those 95 earned an average of $491. So when looking at those numbers, in my opinion, you really have to get into that Star Diamond rank and get your way up into those Star Diamond ranks to really have the hopes of making that livable wage on average per the stats that they provided. Something else that's really important is if you look all the way at the bottom of the income disclosure statement, there is a lot of fine print at the bottom, which is really important to read because most people like myself back when I was a Beachbody rep would not have read the fine print. But if you look at the fine print, it states information from the income disclosure statement is based on coaches enrolled for the entire year, so the entire period. It says 74.2% of all ranks received a bonus or commissions check from Team Beachbody. So that means that 25.8% of Beachbody reps never even earned $1 as a rep, while the leftover 74.2% earned that average of $3,169, like I already stated. I thought that was interesting that it shows that 74% of people made, whether it's $1 in commission, $25, they made a commissions check or a bonus, but that leftover 25.8% never earned $1 in Beachbody. So now I want to compare the 2020 income disclosure statement to the 2021 income disclosure statement. And instead of just going through all these numbers and, making it really confusing, because I feel like when we talk income disclosure statements, it can be confusing for someone who's just listening in. Like if you're just listening to my video and you're not really watching and able to look at these screenshots I'm putting on the screen, it can be a little bit confusing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break up different sections of the income disclosure statements and go over them. So I'm going to go over the difference in the amount of people that, has changed in the ranks. So I want to see, did in 2021, are more people in the higher ranks or are less people in the higher ranks? Was it more difficult to get to the higher ranks last year than it was the year prior? I'm then going to go over clearly the differences in the average earnings for all of the ranks. We will then look at the low earnings and the high earnings. I'm not going to go over pretty much the actual number. I'll go over maybe like an example, but I find these to be really important to look at all of them, the low earnings, the high earnings, and the average earnings, and then kind of we'll conclude the income disclosure statement up. So first off, I wanted to go over how many people were in each rank and look at the differences. I kind of wanted to see what ranks was it harder to get to? What ranks had less percentages of reps in it? So we look at 2020 to 2021, the two ranks that had less people in it in 2021 were the Diamond and Star Diamond ranks, meaning those two ranks, it's getting harder for people to get into those ranks based on the percentages going down. Now, the percentages didn't go down drastically. Like for the Diamond rank, the percentage of people in the rank in 2021 is 2.3 compared to in 2020, it was 2.5. So as we can see for the Diamond rank, it lowered by 0.2%. And then for the Star Diamond rank, again, this is not a drastic difference, but in 2020, there was 1.4% of reps in this rank compared to in 2021, 1.3% of people hit the ranks of the Star Diamond. So that is 0.1% difference, which again, isn't a huge difference. It's just something I've seen and I wanted to mention. Now for the Emerald rank, that is the rank that they went up a little bit. Every other rank, it went down for the percent of people that are in that rank. The next thing that I wanted to look at is how did the average earnings change? Did it go up? Did it go down for all reps and the average amount of money the reps are making in 2020 compared to 2021. So in 2020, the average for all rank was $3,088. And like I've already stated, in 2021, it was $3,169. So based on the 2 years, if we compare them, the numbers went up by $88 in 2021. Again, not a huge jump up. It's not like the average rep is making thousands of dollars more or thousands of dollars less. It's just an $88 difference for that. The next thing I wanted to compare from the two statements we have is the low earnings, because I find it important to compare the low earnings, average, and high earnings and what may have changed. So if you look at the low earnings in 2020 compared to 2021, they have drastically lowered. For example, when I say drastic, I mean the numbers got to change by thousands, and they have. For example, the low earnings for Star Diamond ranks in 2020 was $3,584. So a couple thousand was the low earnings if you were in those Star Diamond ranks. Now, the low earnings for the Star Diamond ranks is $863. So now the numbers are showing that the low earnings are continuing to get lower and lower, especially for the higher ranks. Meaning that the people at the top of the pyramid are not making as much money on the low end that they may have been making the year prior. Now, the only number that I did see go up a little bit was the diamond rank. For 2020, the low earnings for the diamond rank was $26, but now the low earnings for 2021 was $124. That is the only number that I actually seen go up for all of the ranks based on the emerald rank, the ruby rank, the star diamond rank, the coach rank. All of those dollars either stayed the same or went down pretty drastically. Now let's look at the average earnings for the 2 years. And please let me know if there's anything else you guys are noticing about these income disclosure statements. Sometimes there are things that you guys point out that I may not have thought of when I was scripting the video or looking over the 2 documents. So let me know if you're thinking about anything else that you're seeing that you kind of want to highlight or mention in the comments below. So when we look at the average earnings from 2020 to 2021, they actually slightly rose for all of the ranks. The average for the rank emerald rose about $100. Then the average for the ruby rank rose about $480. Then we have the average for the diamond rank rose about $1,300. And then the average for the star diamond rank in 2020, they made $116,000. And now it says they make $119,000. So the star diamond average rank earnings went up by about $3,000 after rounding up. And then again, to reiterate, because I already said this, if we take a look at all of the different ranks and the average earnings, the average itself did rise by that $88. So if you take all of the money that every rep has earned in Beachbody, the average amount of money a Beachbody rep earned went up by $88, but it's still only $3,169. In my opinion, after you spend money to stay active and you spend money on your business fees and you go on all of these trips, you may end up like me, someone who did hit a star diamond rank, but then ended up losing over $5,000 because of all of those extra expenses that they don't count in these income disclosure statements. So like we see, the averages did rise a little bit for each rank, not very drastically, not by like $100,000 or something really crazy, but they did rise a little bit. So last but definitely not least, before I conclude my thoughts on the income disclosure statement changes, is looking at the high earnings. So looking at the high earnings was very interesting for me and something that I really wanted to highlight in this video for a particular reason, because recently I've been having a lot more theories, but keep in mind, theories are just my opinions. They're just my thoughts. They are not something that is, statistically proven or anything like that. They are just my theories based on the stats I'm given. As we see, the high earnings in an income disclosure statement for a company is always going to highlight that very small percentage of people. For example, for the emerald rank to see that the average earnings is $3,000, but the high earnings is $86,000, that person who made $86,000 is a very small percent of people. A very small percent of people actually made that amount of money. That's why it's called the high earnings. That's why the low earnings are called the low earnings compared to what the average actually is. But the part that I was really curious about was those top reps. So I wanted to know, did the high earnings change for the top 1%? For those star diamond ranks, did the high earnings change? And if so, does it back up my theory that I've been having lately? So my theory recently in my recent Beachbody videos, or I believe in my MLM Fails, where I react to Beachbody reps, is we are seeing more and more Beachbody reps in particular going off and making things like social selling courses. So like courses for network marketers. We're seeing these top Beachbody reps become MLM coaches where they have courses that people have to buy. So it's another way for them to pretty much make money. And what we're really seeing is that these top reps are spending a lot of their time on things that have nothing to do with the MLM they're in. Rather, it's things like social selling courses or being an MLM coach. And they're really starting to spend more of their time promoting that than promoting Beachbody itself. Now, my theory has been that the reason that these top Beachbody reps are doing this is because they're seeing their numbers dwindle. They are seeing their numbers decrease, and they are finally realizing that what they were once making, those high earnings, what they were once making is no longer what they are making, because they are realizing, in my opinion, that MLMs are not sustainable, that they're not going to continue to make those, $4 million, $5 million that they may have been making years ago. And that may be a reason why they're starting to see, dang, I need to shift my content. I need to shift what I'm putting my time into. And instead of trying to promote Beachbody every second of the day, I'm going to start making courses and be an MLM coach and go off and do those things, because I can make a lot of money doing that. And it may be a little bit more sustainable, because you can not only reach reps in Beachbody to buy your courses, but if you become an MLM coach, you're going to reach every single MLM. You are going to reach every single person that is in an MLM that is seeking out a course that could possibly help them, when in my opinion, MLM courses are scams, but that's my personal opinion, okay? So when we look at the high earnings for the top rank, specifically the Star Diamond rank, because this is where you're going to see those top percentages of people, the people at the top of the pyramid, the people who have been making millions of dollars in Beachbody, the people that have thousands, and I'm talking thousands of people in their downline, are going to be the people earning millions of dollars in Beachbody, and they're going to be the top 0.1 or 1% of Beachbody. So the high earnings now in 2021 is $2.8 million are the high earnings for the Star Diamond rank, but the prior year shows the high earnings were $3.25 million, meaning that the high earnings have dropped over $400,000. $400,000 is still a lot of money. And if this is actually happening, if my theory is correct, that these numbers for the top reps are starting to dwindle, because like we see for the Star Diamond rank, it's dwindling. It's already, for the high earnings, over $400,000 less on the high earnings for this rank. If that's happening, these people are probably going to start going off and doing their own thing. And then if we look at the high earnings for all ranks, they dropped from $43,000 to $41,000. So that means the high earnings on average is now sitting at about $41,000 before expenses. So I love to know if you guys think that my theory is correct on why so many people in Beachbody are starting to do that they are starting to go off and make their own courses. And again, it's not the people at the bottom of the pyramid. It's not the people in the middle of the MLM. It is the people at that high rank. It is the people that are 10-star diamond, 15-star diamond, that are making millions of dollars, that are starting to become these MLM coaches. So I'm curious if you guys have like the same theory I do, that they are starting to see their numbers go down. So they are finding it important to go those other avenues, like being an MLM coach or starting businesses and stuff on the side, because they are seeing that their numbers just aren't doing what they used to do years ago. Let me know what you guys think about that. All in all, and in conclusion, looking over these income disclosure statements and comparing them to prior years are always so interesting to me. So seeing in general the average for all of the reps in Beachbody only being about $3,000 continues to prove to me why this business model, in my opinion, is not one that's going to get you financial freedom. It's not going to help you have a livable wage or make a livable wage. It's not going to help you quit your job and retire your spouse. It's not going to help you provide an income, like a stable income, to financially support a household. And it sure as hell, in my opinion, will not get you time freedom. All of the things that these companies talk about, all of the things that Beachbody reps promote, in my opinion, based on these numbers and this income disclosure statement, will not be able to happen. What they are telling you about financial freedom and time freedom and having the opportunity to go on these luxury trips that cost thousands of dollars and everything like that is not sustainable and not going to happen for most people, when the average amount of money a rep earns in Beachbody is $3,169 a year. It's just not going to happen. So the things that we see these reps promoting, like luxury trips and vacations and time freedom and traveling, are not perks that are going to be achieved by most people. They are not perks that are going to be achieved, like I said, by 95% of people who are in the first two ranks of the company. And then when it comes to the people that may have a chance to make a livable wage in this MLM, only 1.3% of people will hopefully make it to the point where they can make that livable wage. Less than 1.3%. That is not a very high number in my opinion. Then for the other 98.7% of people, those people will continue to run around doing everything that the company, in my opinion, and the uplines tell them to do, with the odds always stacked against them per this income disclosure statement. And like the FTC says, and I quote, "You might think that with your willingness to work hard, you can earn substantial income through your MLM. In fact, most people who join MLMs and work hard make little or no money, and some of them lose money." So when you think about that, if they're saying most people are in that position, if the FTC says that, when these income disclosure statements year after year after year back up what the FTC says in that statement, just proves everything that we know. It proves that most people will be running around trying to make it work for years on end with the odds stacked against them, and most people won't make it there. So that's going to be all for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. There was a lot of things we talked about, a lot of numbers, a lot of percentages, a lot talked about in this video. So let me know what you thought of the format of this video too. I'd be interested to know that. And comment down below anything else that you guys may want to see from Beachbody or other multi-level marketing companies. And if you have anything that you want to send me, I will leave my email and my Google Drive email in the description down below that you can copy and paste and send me any content you may want to send to me or you may want me to react to. So with that being said, that's going to be all for today's video. Keep in mind that this is all my opinion. I mean, besides the statistics I pretty much showed from the company itself, but my theories and stuff like that are all my personal opinions based on the information and statistics shared to me. So with that being said, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. And then they talk about earning supplemental income by participating in the next college. It now has 0.2% of reps in that rank, or 0.2%. No, the numbers for that, no. But again, keep in mind, my theories are my opinions. They are just based on my thoughts that I have in my brain. They are not something that is conclusive. So for 1.3% of people, no. But the part that I was really